How do you explain that? If you can explain that outside of gravity.
Stop! Shut up!
Sorry.
Let him talk.
How do you explain gravity outside of our basic knowledge of what we have today?
Gravity, bitch. Shut up!
He already asked him.
Damn it!
He already asked him. He said mass attraction mass.
Dying.
What about Einstein? Space time.
Let him go. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nathan.
Brother. Again, I want to see it again. I didn't see it the last time. I need to see it again. All right, thank you. So, you know Neil disgraced Tyson?
Yeah.
You know what he does? What you're doing?
Yeah.
That's gravity. It's a theory.
It is. Just
So-
like every other
Hold on.
New
Shut
Age
up.
scientific-
Shut up.
No one's saying nothing.
Is it
science
a,
idea that we have.
is it a fact?
No, we can't prove it because we can't see it. It's not tangible.
No, who's we?
That's retarded.
Shut up! Who's we? Humans
That's
can't.
right.
I'm sorry. I want to make this clear. Humans can't prove gravity.
It's a theory.
No,
It's
no,
not gonna
you. No, I'm sorry. I want you to say it.
happen. Humans cannot prove gravity. It's a theory. That is something we said from the beginning of lab.
Hold on. Do you know? No. Hold on. Do you know who Einstein is?
Yeah.
What is his theory of gravity?
Stop, bro.
Hold on. What's his theory
No,
of
wait,
gravity?
I want him to talk.
As in, when a large mass bends
No.
space.
Jack.
That's
Let
it.
him talk.
No, go
try
ahead.
again, try again.
Go ahead.
This is great. Let him talk.
All right.
Let him talk. Let him keep talking. Gravity is what? I'm sorry.
It's a force.
Hold on.
According to
No, we're
Einstein,
talking about Einstein.
No. Define
What was gravity?
No. What's the definition?
We're talking about Einstein's gravity.
No. What's the definition of a force?
I'll tell you.
I'm sorry. Shut up. Stop talking. Let him talk.
All right, go
Let
ahead.
him talk. It's all good. This guy's getting.
but Einstein doesn't define gravity as a force.
Nobody. Stop, bro.
He's a professor, dude. He's a literal professor. Dude.
Einstein doesn't define gravity as a force at all.
That's right.
But you got it right the first
You
time.
can't. Would you just stop talking and let him talk? You can't do it.
He wants him to dig his own grave.
Let him
That's,
talk.
yeah.
Dig his own
He already did.
grave.
He already did actually.
Yeah.
He couldn't answer a force.
All right, go ahead.
No. So tell us.
Einstein's gravity.
Gravity is a large mass that bends the space around it, in turn causing everything else to attract towards it. You can
So how do you do that in a lab? So can you rephrase
with a sheet, a giant sheet, a large ball, and a cord.
Okay.
That's an explanation.
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh
I
my
got-
God.
Shut
I got
up.
him there.
So it's called the So you're not going with a Newtonian gravity. You go with Einsteinian gravity,
Yes.
which is the warping of space-time.
Yes.
Right. So when I was in school, they gave like a sheet, and you do like a bowling ball, and it would like bend the fabric of space-time. So in space, what is the fabric?
No.
Technically, there isn't one because it's
No!
Space-time is not two-dimensional.
What's
Space-time
the-
is four-dimensional.
What's the fabric?
So why is the fabric two-dimensional?
So when I have
And pseudo-Ramonian.
Space-time
we're
is
in
four-dimensional.
space, which is a vacuum. So what's the fabric?
there is no medium. There is nothing.
Oh, hey.
No medium to bend?
Where are you going?
No medium to bend?
Can I say my fun part?
Yeah, no, there's nothing.
I got
to
one.
do.
Okay, so what's the bending then?
Jack.
What's
you're still-
bending?
Jack,
Space-time is bending.
You're still.
Space-time. Now, what is space-time? Is it two-dimensional like a stretch membrane? So that's a
Pseudo-Ramonian.
terrible.
Stop,
That's
guys.
a terrible.
Let him talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
Modern physics says that Einstein
Guys,
debunked
it's like
Newton.
this is one dude. This is
So
like,
then why did you say mass attracting mass?
Stop
It's
doing
been
six
debunked.
against
No, he
one.
changed. No, he didn't. He changed.
No,
he
I
said.
got the-
He said.
No, I asked him about Einstein.
No,
He
he
said
didn't.
mass attracting mass, and I said, what about Einstein?
But he said.
I changed it.
He said mass bending space-time.
Stop, guys. You don't have no self-control.
Can I tell you about Einstein?
No,
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 stop.
shut up. Just listen.
Let him do it.
Let him do it.
Martin's in charge.
Stop.
I live
Stop.
in Germany.
Let
People
us
say,
Which one?
dumb as a rock.
One that says,
Dumme wie Einstein.
I don't know.
The whole thing, his whole existence was
Just Trifold and
done with
Odysee.
a rock. I'm done.
Einstein.
I mean,
That's what I need.
I give him the win because y'all will not shut up. It's 6 against 1. Shut up. Let him talk.
I'm sorry I didn't know.
Like, seriously. There's no. Why are y'all getting so excited? He's wrong and we're right, so shut up. Quit.
No. See, it's not just about being right or wrong.
You can't do it, can you?
It's not about being right or wrong. You got it wrong. See, it's not about being right or wrong.
I think you should
It's
let
about
this guy talk.
no. It's not about being right or wrong.
Go ahead, you go ahead.
Like
I'm not gonna fix it.
I'm interested in when he said, according to Einstein, gravity is when mass distorts space-time, right? But space-time is not two-dimensional. Space-time is not two-dimensional.
It's not tangible.
No, hold on. Space-time is not two-dimensional. It's four-dimensional, right? Now, you can't even conceive that physically. You can't visualize that. But let's keep that aside.
Look.
Now, why do they give us examples of
Mhm.
a mass distorted a two-dimensional membrane as an example of Einsteinian gravity? That is there, right there, wrong. And even you would admit that, right? Right? No, because they're stretching a two-dimensional membrane, but that's not what space-time is. Space-time is four-dimensional. Okay? So they're actually not even telling us. You know why they can't tell us what space-time is exactly? Because it doesn't exist. It only exists in theory, in math. It does not exist in reality. There's no such thing as space-time in reality. Space-time exists only in tensors, in tensor physics, right? And in mathematical theory. See, an experiment says that we ain't moving. Einstein comes with a theory. Now, first time in the history, maybe not the first time, but a great time in the history of science, they threw out the results of an experiment in favor of a mathematical unproven construct called space-time that they can't even explain.
A physical experiment that
That should be a problem.
Yeah, he's saying a physical experiment that proved that the Earth definitely does not move, and then Einstein came up with a mathematical theory after the fact.
You couldn't shut up if you tried.
No, I just repeated what he said.
But Jack, truth takes one version. He has
I am more interested in learning here than just winning a debate. So it's not about like when you're saying right. No. It's not about right or wrong or winning a debate. But I'm interested in engaging you and showing you how the model that you might be espousing and claiming is true, how it's really defective, and how you can even see it yourself. Right? I just showed you an example. Right? They're not when they teach in schools and universities and in documentaries that space-time is this flat two-dimensional membrane, right there and there is wrong. Right there and there it's wrong. It's not right. They don't know what it is because it doesn't exist in fact. So in science, if an experiment conflicts, disagrees with theory, the theory gets thrown away. The experiment is held in favor, right? But they did the exact opposite. So they brought a theory, a mathematical model called space-time, warping, and gravity, and doing all that shit in favor of an experiment. That is wrong, right there. You can go read the history of physics, the history of science, Michelson Morley. That is just wrong out there. They don't know what gravity is. Do you know how wrong gravity is when it gets to the cosmological scale? 120 orders of magnitude off. Usually in science, if it's a few orders of magnitude off, they throw the theory away. Why are they still clinging on to gravity when it's 120 orders of magnitude off? And they're inventing dark matter and dark energy to patch where that theory failed. Go ask any professor. They admit it failed. Why are they letting people like you go preach outside that it's accurate? Why when it ain't? It's not.
But your guys' theory, how can you prove?
No theory.
How can you prove?
We
that
have a
are-
hypothesis.
With your hypothesis, how can you prove that we are on a flat Earth, and how do we in turn stay on it?
Okay, we have a hypothesis that there's no curve, right? Recently, there's an 830-mile line of sight microwave transmission, 10 feet above the sea level. 830 miles. If you do the math, you know how tall the receiver has to be? It has to be in outer space. It is 7 miles. Outer space is 60 miles. It is 20 miles inside outer space. In order, the curve of the Earth, I didn't realize this till I started embracing flat Earth. I had no clue, and many people have no clue how drastic that curve is.
Fuck you guys, Earth is a globe.
F you too.
Did you see these guys?
Oh my gosh.
See,
We made history the other night.
many people.
No, no, I'm done.
Hold on.
I got excited about hockey.
Bro, go away.
Many people are not. They're not really. They haven't grasped. I was there too. All of us here were there too. We didn't quite realize how drastic that curve is until we started doing the math. Only 830 miles, and you know what? The U.S. Navy, Russian Navy, and military, they say they actually do 1,000-mile communication. Now, that places, and we're talking about line of sight. We're not talking about bouncing off the ionosphere. We're talking about line of sight, 1,000 miles. The receiver,
I screw you guys on the other bar.
even if the transmitter is like 100 feet high,
Karen gave it to me.
the receiver has to be like tens of miles high. That's how drastic that curve is. Just do the math yourself.
She gave it.
And so if you're asking me, for what evidence, this is just the evidence I'm giving you. It's flat. It has to be flat in order for that communication to happen. There's no curve. No curve is observed. Right? People are doing 730-mile photographs of the Alps in Europe. I think they're in Switzerland or something, from Great Britain. 730 miles away. That should be like 50 miles beneath the curve. That's how drastic the curve is. If you don't do the math, you will not wrap your head around how drastic it is. There's no curve. And if you're talking about what the force, we have a hypothesis that it's the electromagnetic potential, electric potential I should say, which is also a proven scientific fact. Like, go and read about Richard Feynman. I think he's the first or the one that popularized this experimentally derived and established fact. There's a potential.
Ivy League professor.
In fact, he's even a Nobel laureate, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Richard Feynman. So that's the theory that we have as a hypothesis. We need money to conduct research.
Which has been proven physically, by the way.
Yeah, it has been proven physically, right? So it's not like we don't have our own hypothesis. It's not like we don't have our own scientific evidence.
Sorry, there was glare coming from behind you.
What's that?
There was glare coming from behind you.
Oh, okay.
My glasses were.
We do have the evidences for which you're asking for, but it's just not. It's not gravity. It's not mass attracting mass, and it's not mass distorting space-time. It's not. It's neither. It's an electric potential.
No, I need that for tomorrow. We're gonna hit the streets and talk to people about this. I would take a picture of it. There's two sides to it.
I don't know where her phone is. Oh, mine's still on. Look at that. Thank you.
Yep, so this is one of the hard-hitting facts. This is taken a screenshot from a video of a guy who was putting the camera 1 foot above the water at the shore off the coast of California, Santa Barbara. And he could see these platforms. You can check it on Google, platform habitat, platform hill house. 6.21 miles, 9.41 miles. You can see the horizon clearly behind platform habitat, beyond 9.41 miles. If you do the math, the formula for the distance of the horizon is 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet.
Okay.
So at 1 foot, 1.22 miles, that's where the horizon would be on a physical geometric sphere. Because we
Can I
say
keep this one?
You can keep that. You can keep that. So the horizon is supposed to be on a sphere. It's supposed to be hiding boats behind it because it's a physical edge of the sphere.
Yeah.
But we can demonstrate with videos like this or images like this or just observations that you can make yourself. You don't have to trust us on anything. You can verify it yourself. This is the top-down view from Google where the platforms are. the horizon has to be physical on the globe for the 3959 miles radius to be valid. So we've debunked that radius. For this to be an actual globe, the radius would be over 600,000 miles. And that would throw off all the math. Everything about the heliocentric model is wrong. So this is beyond like 10 miles. It should only be 1.22 miles at 1 foot above the horizon. You can verify that yourself. Don't trust anything we say. So this is one of the globe killers. These are just like distant. So yeah, there's some distortion there, but they're distance markers. They're distance markers you can verify on Google.
And they're oil platforms.
They're oil platforms. Yeah, they don't move. So they're there, and you can see clearly the horizon is behind it. That can't happen on a globe of 3959 miles radius. So we don't expect to convince you. We're just giving the information. That's all it is. It's your journey to have on your own. Figure it out for yourself. It's fine, dude. You take all the time you need. It's a journey, I'm telling you. It's a journey. I appreciate you listening, man.
Thank you. I'm Tyler, by the way.
Tyler, I'm Alex.
Nice to meet you.
I'll give you my channel. I'm going live tomorrow. My YouTube channel is Critical Inception.
I'm so glad you have a card. My phone's
Yep.
just about dead.
There you go, man. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All right, can
All right.
we all go home?
Have a good night, guys.
How about that?
My father would put that on. Hawkeye Pierce. And, sorry, you got
One more thing. This is yours. It's a Frisbee. Check it out. Scan that code. We got an app. My friend David Weiss made it. It has like a boatload of information. It's basically like the encyclopedia of all the flat earth related info. And it's $2.99, but you can connect with people everywhere across the plane. So you'll see little blue dots everywhere. There's going to be a map showing up, and you can connect with them. So you can see where everyone is. So right now Vegas is pretty packed with blue dots.
I was going to assume.
So there's over 118,000 people who signed up to the map, but more people have downloaded the app. And the point of it is just to get the information out there, because YouTube will censor it. You search for flat earth and they show you bullshit.
Yeah.
Nothing that we believe. Floating disc in space. We don't believe any of that bullshit.
I was talking to one of the dudes the other night. He was like, look it up on YouTube. So we were standing
Yeah.
there side by side. And
Yeah, it's all
he was
anti-flat
like,
earth.
This is not what I'm trying to show
It's
you.
all hit pieces, man. So like the app will get you around that censorship.
Okay.
So it makes you wonder why they have to censor it, right?
if it's not dangerous,
Right. If it's just some stupid idea,
crazy people,
yeah.
you know.
Why do they have
Just
to?
to let you know, I had you talk to him, and I was trying to get in there, but he didn't want me to get in there. I'm actually a civil engineer draftsman, and he's actually a science professor. Okay. So we're not like idiots who, oh, the Earth is flat. That's a good idea. No, we actually tried to prove the globe, and that's the way you become a flat earther, is when you try to find the physical evidence. Curvature is the biggest one of all. If it's physical and it's a sphere, then you can measure it and find that measurement. You can find curvature somewhere. But water is the best totem, because let's say gravity was real, okay? It's not, by the way. But let's say gravity was real, right? It would have to be, the lowest point would be the surface of the water, because it's trying to pull itself to the center of the earth, right? That would be the lowest point to test for curvature. And what you do is you try to, the one he showed you is you know the distance of the horizon based on the mathematics. And if it's any further than that, then it can't be a physical ball, number one. Number two, if you can see farther than you're supposed to be able to, then that physical curvature is not there. Okay? So those two things have to matter. If it's a physical ball, it needs a physical tangent horizon. And because you cannot find that physical tangent horizon, then you have to realize that these are optical phenomena and not physical. Because on some days, you can measure the ball and it's 1,200 miles, and then other days you can measure a ball and it's 600,000 miles. And it's based on how far you can see based on the weather conditions, right? Yeah. Which proves that it's not a physical condition. However, if there was physicality, it should indeed block something on the other side of the hump of water, so to speak, right? So if you know anything about, spheres or circles in general, a tangent means you cannot see any farther than the highest edge you can see. So when you see beyond that tangent, that means there's no longer a physical edge there. And you have to say, okay, are all of these people lying and then these flat earthers think they're so smart? No, it's not that. It's just there's a construct that was built up and then they just build on top of that construct without going back to their original source, right? It's about the false axiom, right? If you have a false axiom, all your math after that's going to be done, right? So what they do is they build their model, and then when the model doesn't work, they invent something new, okay? So like, for instance, when my grandmother went to school, okay? Now I'm exaggerating, right? I'm exaggerating, okay? But when my grandmother went to school, the earth went around the sun in a perfect circle, okay? Then when my mother went to school, it became ellipses, right? Now when I went to school, it became a slight vortex.
I was going to say,
it became a slight vortex, yeah. So you have an ellipsoid, but it's also, the sun's not stationary, it's actually moving, so then there became this small vortex. Now when my children are growing up, the current model is that we're chasing the sun while orbiting in an elliptical orbit. That's fucking impossible, man. There's 5 different directions of orbit, and it all stays succinct so that it looks like we have this flat circle circling around the sun. It's complete and utter nonsense. It's a physical impossibility, even in mathematics. It would have to be the most insane coincidence ever for it to work. But when the math doesn't work, all they do is they just add a new nuance. So like when gravity doesn't work in their model, they invent dark energy and dark matter, which is what he was talking about. Okay. Because the math no longer works with their original theory. The theory of mass attracts mass was actually not just added to, but completely debunked Newton's law of gravity of mass attracting mass. And the biggest proof of this is the way that air works, okay? So air will always fill its available volume. It does not have a direction at all. And there should be if there is this downward force, okay? And that's why Einstein actually came up with his new gravity, that there's not actually a force, it's just the appearance of force because of the bending of space-time, right? Now, that's why I was kind of laughing, because you didn't include time with it. Because you're not just bending space, you're bending space and time, which are both just human concepts.
Yeah.
They're not physicality.
Nothing that we can
Right. So what I kept trying to add, but he kept telling me to shut the fuck up, was Einstein even called it a pseudo force. In other words, not real, right? And that's where Einstein came up with the thing of zero G. In other words, when you're in free fall, when you're jumping off a fucking building, plummeting to your death, that's zero gravity. But that is the common science knowledge. Look it up for yourself. In fact, he also said that when you fall down, it's not really you falling to the earth, it's the earth coming up to meet you in your face. He said that. He said that. And not only that, but when the man in Australia also falls down, the earth is also falling to hit him in the face. It's fucking insanity when you look into it. But we always, we just want to strive to get to the next level of education because that is what they program us to do. But if you have true intelligence, you'll be able to question your teachers, question your books, question what your parents have done, and said, look, I'm not just going to repeat what they said, I'm going to find out if it's true, and then repeat it, right? If it's true, sure, why not? But as soon as you would try to investigate the globe Earth, not the flat Earth, forget the flat Earth, bunch of fucking retards, okay? Try to prove the globe, and then you're like, where's the fucking globe? Where's the proof? Give me something tangible, something I can test, something that's real. And what are they going to come up with? Pictures from space, okay? But here's a problem, okay? We have something called the second law of thermodynamics and entropy, okay? High pressure will always go to low pressure, okay? So if you have a high pressure can, you poke a hole in it, it's gonna equalize instantly. The same pressure on the outside as in the inside of the can. Equal pressurization, okay? So imagine you're in a regular pressure room, like we're breathing air pressure right now, right? And then and you put yourself in a box, okay? Let's say 8x8 rooms, just for the sake of the conversation, right? In the upper room, you vacate as much air as possible. Try to get it like just suck dry of air. You cannot create a perfect vacuum in reality, by the way, but just near perfect, okay? If you put a valve in your ceiling, like a pop valve, you just push a button and it opens. What happens is the air equalizes instantly to where you have half pressure on the bottom and the top, and you pass out and maybe even die, right? Because your 14 psi is now 7 psi, and you can't live in that shit. I will show him. Give me a second.
I was gonna say.
Give me a second, okay? So, if gravity is real, where would the strongest gravity be? In the edge of space or down on the ground? Where's the strongest gravity going to be?
Well, by what you're telling me, it would be neither. It would be.
Right. But I'm talking about in the modern science, it would tell you the strongest gravity is closest to the ground. So why didn't it keep the air in the room? Why does air pressure equalize regardless of gravity? And now think about, you live in this giant room called Earth, and there's a giant vacuum upstairs called outer space. You understand? Yeah. How do you have air? How does the first molecule even survive in the existence of the creation of Earth? How does the first air molecule not go right up into space? And of course they're going to tell you gravity, okay? And I always like saying, which came first, the gravity or the planet? Because you need a large mass to create gravity, but you need gravity to create the planet.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's a
But
great
it's
idea right there.
but it's only because we're so programmed to not question these things, because in elementary school, they used to be stupid and think they could sail off the edge of the earth. Nobody here believes in a flying disc in space, because outer space can't even exist. The vacuum of space, the void of matter place that they called space, or the near void matter, okay, doesn't exist. It literally can't. It defies all real physics of law. Okay, these are not physics of theory. These are physics of law.
Second law of thermodynamics.
That's right. I already told him. Yeah. So entropy must happen. Air pressure must escape. Air will fill the available volume. And outer space is a really big fucking volume if it was real. Okay. Here's a little generalized test. Okay. You have a visible gas here.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a vacuum up here. You open the valve, instantly equalizes. Mm-hmm. Where's the gravity? Where's the gravity? So look, we all thought it was fucking retarded as hell the first time we heard it, all of us. And what do? We don't try to prove how stupid flat earthers are, we try to prove the globe, and that's where it falls apart, man.
Makes sense.
Because I've been in AutoCAD since 2004, right? Figuring out where every drop of water goes for the next 100 years, okay? If you don't figure curvature and spin into that, your model's gonna get fucked. But we never do. Everything is designed with a flat level surface. I don't know if you even know what AutoCAD is. I mean, I might be talking out of my ass.
As in like CNCs or?
AutoCAD is basically where you design.
Yeah, like MasterCAD.
I don't know these software. Okay. I use AutoCAD. I also use MicroStation. You may not know that one either, but I'm old school. Okay, let me put it to you that way. But basically, I do like land developments, hundreds of acres that get turned into neighborhoods. You got to figure out the driveways, the utilities, all that shit. That's what I do. Okay, so we also like for each municipality, they don't want flooding, so you have to determine where every drop of water is going to go for the next 100 years. That's the 100-year floodplain. Okay. And if you think about that, like the curvature formula of 8 inches per mile squared is the first thing that I heard about. Now I learned about the horizon, which makes it even worse, but regardless. The 8 inches per mile square actually disproves the globe, because when we do highways, okay, you can't do more than a quarter inch per foot over a 100-foot surface before you can do what's called a vertical curve. But it's a lot of mumbo jumbo. It's a lot of mumbo jumbo. There's a lot of mumbo jumbo. That's to say, you need to make sure that water doesn't stay on the fucking road.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you consider curvature, then it just would throw the math all out. It would just be insane. And then think about like if the Earth was a ball, right? And that means every surface of land is curved in every direction.
Except for Kansas.
Except for Kansas, right?
Flat as a pancake.
So if it's curving in every direction, right? And you put water on the top of that surface, which way is the water going to go? It's going to flow this way or that way or that way.
I was going to say, we can Ian Bell on this one. Hold on.
Right, but it's going to flow down.
Yeah.
But no place on Earth is it just a bump of land. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to measure that curvature is how you find out there is none. You know, when we draw AutoCAD, you draw a flat baseline. That's what I was trying to tell her. Sea level is elevation 0.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you say, oh, that mountain is so many feet high, that's based on sea level. So think about sea level from California to Australia is flat level water. And then put that on a ball. It doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work. So let me dispel the distance in space because there is none. Okay? So then what is the extent of this Earth? We don't fucking know. I can tell you that wholeheartedly because there's something called the Antarctic Treaty that has been set in place since the 1950s that says we can't even attempt
I was gonna say we can't
to
live
explore.
there, we can't go there, we can't do shit.
Yeah,
the only ones that are allowed are the government's select few.
And not only that, but their camps are all on the edge of Antarctica. None of them are at the North Pole except for one, and none of these guys contact those guys.
No.
What the
I've always
fuck's
thought that
going
was
on?
the weirdest shit.
Okay, so then, like, let's say, okay, hypothetically, okay, let's say there's more land beyond Antarctica and they don't want us to find it because if we, you know, find our own land, then we can get away from government control, okay? I don't know how you feel about government, but we hate it, okay?
They suck.
Okay, all right, cool, cool.
Damn Jews.
All right, so, yeah, a lot, yeah. We don't want to get into that, all right? We'll get banned, okay? We'll get banned, okay? But what I'm saying is, what if it's something even bigger than that, okay? What if this realm exists for us, okay, and we co-create this realm? In other words, if a shit ton of us go to Antarctica and we keep going south, which is the opposite direction of north. It doesn't mean down, it's just opposite of north because the compass works, okay? And it doesn't work in the south, by the way. I gotta tell you that. But what if the farther south you go, the more land you find? Not because there was land there before, but because we're approaching it, it manifests itself in front of us. Because I believe this realm was made for us. Like, we interact with this realm. This is a metaphysical experience. We're not just physical beings, right? Okay. I don't know if you've had any kind of, you know, beyond physical experience, but I have many times. He has a couple of times, you know. But what I'm telling you is, like, you're not a body with a mind. You're a spirit with a body. Okay. Okay? So your true self is walking around in your avatar, manifesting this place around you. Okay. Okay. So let's say you go to the edge of the world. There's no more world there until you get there. And then there's more world. That's my theory. Okay. Some people believe that there's just other Earths around. Some people believe that there's a wall that comes down and that's all we can go. That's all there is. I believe that this place was made for us, and then as we go, there's more to find. And I see that not just in the physical, but also in the spiritual, if you will, if you grant me spiritual. Like when you have imagination and thoughts, you're creating something out of nothing. You know, that's a miracle. Like in physical reality, they cannot quantify it. In fact, there's scientists that are still trying to prove that dreams don't exist. That's a thing because they can't quantify them. Oh, it's just a repeat of a memory you had, or it's your brain trying to work a problem out, or something like that. No, I've had lifetime experiences in dreams where I've had a dream where I married a chick and had a child and woke up and I was sad because my wife was gone, right? And it's weird, but that was a reality to me at that time, right? So, and they even admit, science admits that is a supernatural event. Dreams are, you know? And then when you get into quantum physics, it actually proves that fact, that our physical reality is based on us interacting with it. If we don't interact with it, it doesn't exist. It's the weirdest fucking thing ever. Have you looked in quantum physics? Oh my gosh, that is a mind screw.
I was gonna say,
let me tell you.
I'd
But
start,
basically-
and then 9 days later, I'd be like, I haven't slept. Don't
Yeah,
talk to
yeah,
me.
yeah. It's complicated, but when you get to the end of it, you see that like the pattern of the way that we see the world is based on us observing it, period. And if we weren't there, then it wouldn't exist.
Like
it's just
Schrodinger's cat.
Yes, like Schrodinger's cat.
Or the
yes.
double slit experiment.
Double slit experiment, yeah. So if you don't look at the light being cast through the slots, it's just random dots all over the place. But if you look at it, then it orders itself in perfect lines. It's weirdest shit ever, man.
Diffraction pattern.
Yeah, yeah. It's the breakdown of the diffraction pattern. Yeah. But look, I understand where you're coming from. We were all there once, and I wasn't laughing at you. I was just laughing. Well, I wish I had my freaking bingo chart. We just hear the same shit all the time.
It's in,
you know?
it's in here, dude.
Nice talking to you.
Real quick. So we made a bingo chart, stuff that Globers say. So these are all like the excuses like to counteract. So
That's
we're gonna be doing this tomorrow on the streets of Vegas. So check out my channel, man. I'm going live tomorrow.
They're trying to close.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, get out.
We'll see you tomorrow.
He was fucking flat smack to hell, dude.
For sure, man. For sure.